This is kind of a different stream. Um, I know you guys, a lot of you guys have been tuning in for a while. There's also a lot of new people here. So, new people, hello, welcome. Everybody else, hello, welcome. Thank you for coming back again. So, we have a lot to get into tonight. So, there's been some allegations made about myself, a journalist, and some protesters. And luckily, I shot the video, so we can review it all we want. So, but first, I want to introduce you to the guy making the allegations, because it was his girlfriend, who we now know ran over the protesters and has been charged with reckless endangerment and reckless driving. This is the guy. His Facebook name is Jerry Ray. He is the one lobbying attacks on protesters on Facebook, as well as myself. So, he does not use his real name on Facebook, obviously, because he clearly would not be able to live his life in the public spot as I do. But that is Jerry Ray. Why do I tell you who he is? Because he has made some lofty allegations about people, including myself, calling me, among other people, terrorist. So and he used my video illegally, a whole bunch of other stuff. But I think it is best if we go through and break down the video from that night. And that's what we are going to do. I'm going to bring you through the footage. So I have that pulled up now. I'm going to. So as you guys see, this is where we are, we're dealing with a situation with this white car already, right? So let's back it up a little bit right there. So we're dealing with the situation with this white car already right now, right? So now her car hasn't entered the frame yet. Let's play it from here and see what's going on. So we see the truck now enter the frame. You can hear the engine revving, and it is picking up speed as it goes. So someone started running towards the truck, you see there, right? As the truck is picking up speed. Now, we do lose track of the truck, but we hear that loud bang. That loud bang, as a lot of cyclists know, when you're coming down a hill with speed and you blow a tire, that is the air leaving a tire with great force. The woman who got hit had a bike, as we found out later on. Okay, so we're going to keep this rolling. All right, and you see, all right, so at this point, we did not know the woman who was hit. We now know who it is, and we now know she's going to be okay. But at this point, we did not know if the woman was alive or dead, what had happened to the woman. We did not know who the driver of the truck was. It was a very confusing time. There was people chasing down the truck driver, right? I almost hung back here because I didn't know what to do. It wasn't until, and you'll see in a few seconds here, that I realized they had the truck pinned, that I actually ran down towards the truck to see what was going on. You see the car right there, chasing, following along, yes? So, all right. So, you see the truck, and it'll be a minute before we actually catch up to where the people were. But you see now, yep, now this is where they cornered the car. All right. Right. This is where they have the car. And this is, yep, this is where I said it is illegal to hit people just for being in the middle of the street. It is also illegal for people to block the street. I did recognize that during the stream. However, that's not an excuse to obviously hit somebody with your car. But all right, so we're going to keep the video rolling. The video is going to keep rolling here. As you can see, we still have yet to catch up to the car. So at this point in time, I still did not know what was going on. And you know what I mean? So we're still catching up to the car here. All right. So you see, I see the group of people, and I believe once I approached the car, I started reading the license plate out loud in case she drove away. Because this is at this point, this was a matter of public safety because this woman already tried to hit and run. All right. So we read her license plate out loud during the live broadcast, as is legal, by the way, and well within my First Amendment journalistic rights. So again, we read her license plate multiple times. There are people yelling at her and that. My main focus was on the driver at this time while I was filming, right? We still don't know who the driver is at this point. We watch her try to flag down police officers as they drive by unsuccessfully. The police officers kept going. As we now know, as we found out later on that night, the police officers then were in the square dealing with the situation in the square where the women had got hit, right? So now I get a look at her face. So yeah, we get a good look at her face here while she's on the phone. It was reported that she was calling 911, right? That's what was reported. So, yep. At this point, I point out because someone asked in the live feed what if she had a Blue Lives Matter because someone said something. Yeah, I said she had a Blue Lives Matter sticker on the back of her car because she did. She had one on the back windshield of her car. Not that that means anything, but there was someone in the chat that had asked. Of course, Karen. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. And yep. And I said she's gonna gun it out of here because I could tell she was getting ready to gun it. That's where this live feed cuts off, right? This video that I've published, that's where this cuts off. Now, why did I cut the video off there? There's been a lot of questions, right? Well, it's very simple because that was the important part of the video. Um, now, what happened after that, is there was some people letting the air out of her tires, and she gunned it out of there, almost hitting me and a couple other people. Again, after already hitting someone. And yes, I pepper sprayed her, as I said on stream. Yes, Jess, thank you. And so that was what happened, right? And this coward, Jerry Ray, my personal opinion that he is a coward, by the way, that is not a fact or journalistic anything. That is my personal opinion. This guy published a video that we are not going to show, where he called for my arrest along with the arrest of others, right? Which is all fine and good. He was trying to say, but he basically made the argument that this woman, his girlfriend, did nothing wrong because the protesters were in the street and they should not have been there. Well, that is just wrong. Number one, two wrongs don't make a right, right? Number two, the number one issue with that is this woman could have went around City Hall. Is anyone familiar with downtown Buffalo now? She could have drove around City Hall and drove around. Yes, and he also called for the rest of Karen, the woman who got hit, after wishing her well wishes, mind you. This guy is nothing but a hypocrite, and people like this are dangerous to society. That is my personal opinion, that people like this are dangerous to society. Why do I say people like this are dangerous to society? Well, let's talk about it. The Communist Party in Russia used tactics similar to what he was trying to use with me to discredit them, calling for the arrest of journalists and various other activists. Why do they do this, right? Why did the Communist Party do this? Why did the Nazi Party do this? Why do political extreme parties do this to journalists? Right? Let's talk about that. Julian Assange is on trial right now, fighting extradition to the United States. Julian Assange, of course, leaked government documents, leaked footage from the Iraq war fields that showed the U.S. soldiers killing innocent Iraqis, children, women, whatever. He now fights extradition to the United States and fights for his life every day while in prison. And these aren't even extremists going after him. These were people the likes of Bush, Obama, Mitt Romney, Nancy Pelosi, just to name a few of the people who called for the arrest and extradition of Julian Assange. And they're not even what I would consider political extremists. Journalists are under attack. We are under attack because we are in vulnerable positions. We cannot hide our names. I have to wear a name tag at every protest and a bright vest that makes myself easily identifiable to any law enforcement authorities or anybody around to keep protection from getting arrested during protests. Now, why do I have to do this? This is another attack simply on the First Amendment, obviously. This is to try to intimidate journalists from going in the middle of the protest and filming what's actually going on, which is what I have been doing this whole time. I will not stop doing that. And these people who want to try to intimidate journalists, they are no better than ISIS trying to intimidate defectors speaking against them. This guy is mad simply because I caught on video his girlfriend committing a crime, attempted vehicular homicide, which she has not been charged with, by the way. She has been charged with reckless driving and reckless endangerment. It is my personal opinion that she has been undercharged and should be charged more harshly. If they do decide to arrest me for whatever reason for my involvement in this, I obviously will turn myself in. I did nothing wrong, very clearly, and I will defend my innocence, and everybody that is important is well aware of my stance on this and what will happen. I have videos that will be released if I am arrested, showing that I acted in self-defense when I pepper sprayed the woman when she charged her car and almost hit me. I own all the undoctored video. Nobody else, make no mistake. I own that video. The woman did not, yes, exactly, Lori. The woman did not beep her horn. She did not try to turn around and go another way, which would have been a very easy 20-second detour behind City Hall. She instead took that vehicle and floored it through a group of people. When we got a shot on her face, we now know her name is Joanna something. I can't remember her last name, but that's not really important right now. She is being charged. She is being undercharged. This coward hiding behind a fake Facebook put out a video calling all of us terrorists. Anyone who was there last night, protester, media, legal observer, doesn't matter. Well, that's just not true. I've been covering these protests for a long time, and a lot of these people are some of the best people I've ever met. These people, they give out free food to everybody. There's a sense of community at these protests and among these groups of people that cannot be touched in any other circle. I don't care what anyone says. Unless you've been there, you do not understand the sense of community. And myself, as a member of the media, feel like somewhat of an outsider. But even still, they welcome me in, and I always felt welcome by the protesters, and I always respect their wishes because I always felt welcome. So yes, people can say what they want, but my coverage has always been unbiased. I keep the camera rolling, and I show you what's going on, and I describe exactly how it is. That is not a crime. It is a crime, however, to hit someone with your vehicle and leave the scene of an accident. That is a crime, as a matter of fact. You can look it up. I promise you it's a crime. But this is life. This is the position people put themselves in every day to show you what's going on. And it's not just me. There's lots of people out there trying to show you guys what's going on. And these extremists who don't like the movement, who don't like that people cover the movement, they will do whatever they can to try to tear anyone down. My information was leaked on a fake Facebook profile this morning, which has since been removed. Now, I cannot confirm that they are the ones who released my personal information that included my address and phone number. Now, I cannot confirm that. I have no solid proof. But from my experience and the experiences of others that I was talking to, usually the person leaking the information trying to call for bodily harm on others is very close to the situation. I am not scared and I am not going to live my life in fear. They can come for me all they want. Anyone who knows me knows my integrity, and my journalistic integrity means everything to me. I've been doing this since day one when Black Lives Matter protests have started here in Buffalo, and I have done nothing but learn exponentially fast the entire time. I have a great support system and great role models. We will not be intimidated. We have a presidential debate to watch tonight. Curiel's Law also got passed today, which I did not get to talk about, which is awesome. So, this is not negative. These people are going to try to tear us down. They're political extremists. That's what they are. They don't like free press. They don't like journalism. But that's okay. We will not be scared. You guys have a great night. I will see you guys after the presidential debate, and we'll see you guys